Learning is an essential aspect of our lives that never truly ends. As adults, we often encounter the need to acquire new skills and knowledge, both personally and professionally. However, it can be challenging to find the right approach to learning that works for us due to our busy schedules. But don't worry, with the right mindset and strategies, learning can become a fascinating and fulfilling process. Learning is a complex process that involves different parts of our brain, with one crucial component being our short-term memory. Our short-term memory holds information in our mind for a brief period, allowing us to process and use it in real time. Thus, enhancing our short-term memory can have a significant impact on our ability to learn and retain new information. Fortunately, several simple techniques can help improve our short-term memory. One effective method is practicing mindfulness meditation, which involves being present in the moment and being mindful of our thoughts and feelings. Mindfulness can improve our concentration and focus, making it easier to retain new information. Another useful technique is engaging in memory games and exercises, which range from simple memory games like playing cards to more complex activities that require us to recall long sequences of numbers or words. These games can strengthen our short-term memory and improve our ability to retain new information. Moreover, regular physical exercise can also aid in improving our short-term memory. Exercise boosts the production of neurotrophic factors in the brain, which are crucial for the growth and development of new neurons, thereby enhancing our brain's ability to process and store new information. The first step towards effective learning is identifying our unique learning style. Everyone learns differently, and understanding our individual learning style can help us choose the right approach to learning. The three primary learning styles are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Visual learners prefer visual aids like diagrams, charts, and graphs, while auditory learners prefer verbal explanations and discussions. Kinesthetic learners learn best through hands-on experiences and physical activities. Identifying our learning style can be done through a simple process of self-reflection and observation. Firstly, we can consider how we prefer to take in information. Do we learn best by seeing information presented visually, hearing it explained aloud, or by physically doing something? Once we've identified our learning style, setting clear and specific goals is essential. This helps us stay focused and motivated throughout the learning process. We can start by setting short-term and long-term goals, ensuring they are measurable and achievable. Active learning techniques engage us in the learning process, aiding in retaining information more effectively than passive techniques like reading or listening. Some examples of active learning techniques include taking notes, summarizing information, or creating mind maps. Finding time to learn as an adult can be a significant challenge. However, we can create a learning schedule that fits into our daily routine. This could mean setting aside a specific time each day or week for learning or breaking up our learning into smaller sessions throughout the day. Practice is a crucial component of effective learning. The more we practice a new skill or concept, the better we become at it. We can incorporate practice sessions into our learning schedule and not be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process and can help us identify areas where we need to improve. Feedback is also a crucial part of the learning process. Seeking feedback from a teacher, mentor, or colleague who can provide constructive criticism and support can help us identify areas where we're doing well and areas where we need to improve. Lastly, technology has made it easier than ever to learn new skills and information. Countless online courses, tutorials, and resources are available that allow us to learn at our own pace and schedule. We can take advantage of these resources to enhance our learning experience. Here are some tips and methods that can help with learning. Distributed practice. The distributed practice method involves distributing your learning sessions such that a considerable amount of time passes before you start learning again. This technique helps to switch your mind from the focused to the diffused mode of thinking. In the focused mode, you're actively learning, while in the diffused mode, you're waiting until the next session and thinking about what you learned in the last one, how it worked, and what mistakes you were making. So, if you're learning to play the violin, you can have sessions on alternate days. Anything over a day should work well to allow for the benefits of distributed practice to be realized. Practice testing. Practice testing involves intentionally putting practice sessions or studying material away and challenging yourself to recall what you've learned without any aid. The interesting thing about practice testing is that you're often going to suck at the actual test. But once you make that mistake, it's easier to rectify and remember it. Many people are afraid of testing themselves because they're afraid to have their weaknesses exposed. But that's the whole point of practice testing, to highlight your weak spots so you can work on them. Additionally, practice testing allows you to shift what you learned from short-term to long-term memory. Interleaved practice. In interleaved practice, you revise or practice something alternatively. For example, if you're learning to speak French on a particular day, you won't practice that skill all in one go. Instead, you'll study a bit of French and then divert your attention towards some other skill before you get back to studying French. Like the distributed practice method, this technique also allows you to switch between focused and diffused thinking methods. However, the interleaved learning technique offers another benefit. It makes things harder for you to remember and practice. And we all know that the harder you make your practice sessions, the better you'll learn. Self-explanation. In this technique, you explain to yourself what you're trying to learn. This is more applicable when studying academic or theoretical material. Self-explainers teach themselves just like a teacher would. So, if you're trying to learn accounting for your business or are working on different marketing techniques, try explaining to yourself how and why they work. You're not supposed to worry too much about whether your explanations make much sense or not. In fact, you probably won't even know where you're headed when you start explaining yourself. But as you do, you'll uncover details and concepts that you didn't even know existed. This method is especially useful for deep thinkers and conceptual learners. Elaborative interrogation. This is a similar learning style to self-explanation. Hence, it's more applicable to theoretical learning as well. In this method, you consistently question yourself while learning. So, if you stumble upon a particular technique or solution, you ask yourself questions like, why? And try explaining the answer to yourself. In the previous example where you were trying to learn accounting, you might ask questions like, why is XYZ business profitable? And explain it in terms of your accounting knowledge. A major drawback of this method is that it consumes a lot of time. Regardless, it's useful for those that have it. Retrieval practice. In retrieval practice, you try to recall what you're learning after the studying or learning session. This challenges your mind to recover whatever information it has on the topic without an actual practice or testing environment. Retrieval practice will give you a good idea of how you would act out if you had to use your skill or knowledge in a real-life scenario. This technique also helps you identify your areas of weakness, which you can then work on. Moreover, retrieval practice can be done at any time and doesn't require a specific schedule. You can test yourself by recalling what you learned during the day before going to bed or recalling what you learned earlier that day during a lunch break. These learning techniques can help you learn faster and remember information for longer periods. It's essential to find what works best for you and experiment with different techniques until you find the ones that suit you. So, start exploring and see what works best for you. In conclusion, effective learning as an adult requires self-awareness, goal setting, active learning techniques, time management, practice, feedback, and technology. By incorporating these strategies into our learning routine, we can enhance our ability to learn and retain new information, thereby achieving our personal and professional goals. Embrace the joy of learning and take the first step towards achieving a lifetime of growth and discovery. So, let's commit to learning and expanding our knowledge, both personally and professionally. Remember, learning is a journey, not a destination. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. We appreciate your support and hope to see you again soon.